Hello everybody, welcome to, well, we're in a place called Kongsbury, and I'm in the van. You may have seen the van if you been following us for long enough. We lived in this for about 9 months, just over a year ago, before returning back to Malaysia. Anyway, the van's been for sale, and I remembered why I hate selling things to people. People are assholes. People are time wasters, people are annoying, people are just like... Literally, the adverts we've put up have all the information you need. How long the van is, how tall the van is, how wide the van is. And for me to show the van to somebody, this van is in Clevedon. I'm staying at a place called Crediton. It's a good 2-hour drive on a day when it's not in the English summer. In the English summer, when the traffic is ridiculous, it can be a 3-hour drive. So I've got to drive 3 hours, 2 to 3 hours up here to show people the van. Why are you coming all the way up here? Why not show it where you are? Because we have nowhere to store it. This is a storage facility behind me, and I pay a lot of money to keep it in that storage facility, because it's A, secure, and B, it's not in our friend's driveway, but they don't want it and there's no room for it. So then I get people come to view it, and then they're like, oh, it's too long, I think, for our driveway. Like, surely the information is in the... No, it's not. It is. The information is available. I mean, like, you know. And I've got a guy who I think might actually buy it, like tonight. But he's been just messing me around. He messages and then he doesn't message. And he's like, I'm going to come down on Wednesday. And I'm all, like, literally, we stayed in Clevedon recently for a few extra days because he was coming down and we didn't want to bother going all the way up and down again. And then Wednesday, nothing. So I'd given up on the guy. And then I got a message yesterday saying, oh, I'm going to get an emergency travel document. I don't know what that is. I don't know if he's in the army or something, but he has to get an emergency travel document. I'm going to fly down and I'll get a bus and I'll let you know when I'm going to be there. And so I come all the way up here. Then by, like, he'd said, you know, by 2 o'clock I'll let you know what bus I'm going to catch and where I'm going to be and blah blah blah. So I was sat here and waited, having driven up again. I waited till like 2:45. I'm like, oh, I've had enough of this. Guy's not coming. I said, I messaged my wife saying, the guy's not coming. I've had enough of this rubbish. I'm gonna give it another 10 minutes and head back. Then I got a message from him. Hi, I've landed. I'm getting a bus. I should be in about an hour and a half. So that means I've got to wait until like 5 o'clock on the off chance that he's genuine and he does turn up. But then he's actually expecting to take the van there and then, buy the van there and then, and I'm not. Yeah, fine, I want to sell it, obviously. I just want to make sure the money goes through, and that's like my biggest sweat in my head at the moment. How can I be sure the money's going through? So we have that as well. So I'm kind of, I feel like I'm going to be scammed or bloody kidnapped or murder or some shit is going down. So if you find this phone, that's what happened. But if it actually all goes through, then I will be a happy man. I'll have lost a lot of money on the bloody van. It's cost us £2,000 since we've been back just to get it all up together. And so I'm going to sell it for probably 9,000, which means effectively 7,000. So we paid 10,000 for it 2 years ago, and we've done like 4,000 miles in it. So it's cost us £3,000 to do 4,000 miles. Although we have stayed in it a lot, but you know, it's a good van. I feel bad that I'm going to be losing it on, or selling it on such a bad final note. I feel like it's I've just had enough of it. I want to sell it now. Just like, I am so done with this whole situation. I just want to get rid of it. So this is your update, I think. This is like what's happening. I'm trying to sell the van still. People are eye holes still. I hate the general buying public. Facebook Marketplace is a toilet. It really is. It does get the world's worst people. And also it's a pain in the ass because I've been back in the UK now for, I don't know, 4 months. No matter how I try, I cannot get it to understand that I'm in England and to change the currency to pounds, not ringgit. So my advert on Facebook Marketplace says that this van is 9499, but it's got it in ringgit, not in pounds. So I have to put within the thing. But that then, you know, if you're reading an advert and it says, "Oh, the guy's in Malaysia," what? How much trust can you have in that? So the whole thing is a complete cluster, and I'm driving me mental. So yeah, so I'm basically going to be sitting here now probably for an hour, hour and a half, in the hope that the guy contacts me. I've got to get it back in storage before 7 o'clock when the gates close. Otherwise, otherwise I'm going to be sleeping in the van and waiting for the doors to open in the morning. It's just like, oh my God. It couldn't really get any worse. I mean, I just feel it probably could, but it just feels like it's all going against me. Once the van sails, we've got a few things to hang on for in the UK. Our son's going off to Cyprus with the army, so we'll be here for seeing him off. We've got a few events we want to go to. We've got some family and friends we want to see. And then around about September, when the air prices drop slightly, and they are ridiculously expensive at the moment. I'm looking at like, well, return fare for two of us is £2,000+. That's way over 10,000 ringgit now, because obviously good news is, I suppose, finally the English pound has turned against the ringgit, and we're now like about 560 to the ringgit, whereas before it was like 490. So that's good, I suppose. We're sitting here and our money's becoming worth slightly more, but with the price of the tickets, jeez. So yeah, this is why we probably most certainly won't be coming back to the UK. The weather today is a bit meh. It's about 20 degrees and just cloudy and dark and dull. But we've had some really good weather while we've been here. I'd be remiss to complain about how good the weather's been. We've had many days over 25 degrees. The sun has been brightly shining and it has been beautiful. The UK is beautiful, don't get me wrong. The only things that aren't beautiful about the UK are the people, and a lot of the sort of towns and cities are just toilets, absolute dregs. But you know, we can't all live in nice places and have, you know, behave like humans. And I don't live in a nice place. I haven't got a house. I'm living in a friend's room, so you know, I'm not putting me out there as being anything special, but at least I act like a human being. And then vaping in the UK is just out of control. I was at a place yesterday and literally we're talking to the guy, and behind him is just row upon row of all these little coloured one-use vapes with the kids are all just, and you can just smell the sweet sickliness of it all. And it's just like, yeah, one of the big companies up in Bristol, who used to be a tobacco company, and now sort of well, I guess it's still a tobacco company, but they're kind of rebranded and they've got their own vapes, because of course they want to continue on their chosen path of giving people lung issues and cancers and shit. Just they're going to do it a different way and deny, of course, that these things are carcinogenic or anyway unhealthy, even though young kids are going to hospital presenting with bloody breathing problems. Yeah, what is going on in this world? Country, in the world? I don't know. Yeah, happy days, isn't it? So, anyway, my people, I don't know if you managed to last like a minute of this rant, so you probably didn't, in which case you haven't heard this. But I do love you all, and I hope to come back to Malaysia, and I hope to settle into making more interesting things. Take care.